Okay, back at it again. Last time we spoke, LMC was supposed to be sending me a new wiring harness. I called them today. That was on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. I called them and said, hey, am I supposed to be getting like a tracking number or something for these? And they're like, hold on just a second. A few minutes pass. Girl gets back on the deal and goes, yeah, we're not going to ship you the other part. We talked to our tech people, and they said that the wiring harness that you have should work. And I'm like, when were y'all planning to inform me of that? And she's like, oh, today. And I'm like, supervisor. So I talked to the supervisor. She understood what I was saying about the directions. And I'll talk to you about the directions here in just a minute, and we'll go through the process. But I said I'll give it the good old college try one more time to see if I can get it to work. But I'm not too optimistic. But we'll see. And she said, well, if it doesn't work, just give us a call back, tomorrow, and we'll refund you the money. Just keep the wiring harness and go on about your day. But let me get the diagram for you and sort of lay out what I'm fixing to try to do. Okay, we're about to begin the arduous journey of modifying these headlight buckets to be able to fit everything. I'm going to flip over to my GoPro for a minute or two just to sort of get hands-on with some of the equipment that I've got to work with and show you what I'm talking about. So, whoa. So, part of the problem is that this headlight bulb, I believe, is going to be a lot thinner. It's going to be a lot thinner than the new bulb. Now, I'm trying to look from lip to lip, and you can clearly see that they're different in size. This is not going to be perfectly level. You can see the size difference right here. This one is much taller, and this is much more shallow. So with the deeper that this is going to go, I'm going to have to find room to get back in there. It's just going to have to happen like that. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to drill it out. What I plan on doing is using these bimetal hole saws, and I'm just going to have to go in there and cut that out. These sound effects are not cheap, folks. I spent a lot of money on those sound effects. But yeah, I'm going to have to drill a hole out to be able to accommodate this deeper bulb and housing and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly, because not only do I have to accommodate that, I also have to accommodate this pigtail, if you will. I think that's what it's called. That has to go in on this side. It's going to be the original wiring. It's going to have to go into this original wiring and then hook into the back of the bulb, and then all this stuff has got to fit in there. And easier said than done. But there's a good idea of how much room I don't have in there. I mean, hardly any. So let me show you what I'm talking about with this new bulb. This is with there's no wiring back here to get in the way. And this is just me putting in the new bulb. There are little tabs right here. There's a little tab. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little tab right there that it's going to fit into. So I can't get it to set flush in there at this height. And let me flip this camera over and see if I can get in there to shoot what I'm going to know. If we're going to be able to see. So y'all are not going to be able to see it. At least I don't think so, because I can barely see it with the light shining in there. But there may be a 1/2 inch that I have before the back of the housing hits the bucket. So it may come down to these notches are not exactly perfect either that go in here. So I got to rethink and I got to refigure this. So this is the 1 3/4 size saw, and it's made by Cobalt. I'm not sponsored by Cobalt. Be nice if they would though, that'd be cool, man. But this is the 1 3/4 or the 44 millimeter, and this fits directly over the socket. So I would like to try to see if this works first. I'm almost tempted to go larger than the right size, because there's gonna have to be some adjustment right here for up and down, left and right, up and down, left and right for the bulb to be adjusted to the right height and whatnot. So with that, that's gonna sway. So this is not gonna be easy, folks, is what I'm trying to say. It's just not gonna be easy. Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do to keep, because there's not a whole lot of room in here, there's a small clip right there that I gotta make sure that I miss. So this might not be an exact science. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't have a whole lot of room over here on this clip either, what I'm gonna do is just try to use this pin and just make a little, try to put it in the center as much as possible, and then just make a little dot right in there. And then I'll go off of that dot on where I need to put the drill bit part of this for whenever it, see, it goes in like so and screws in, and then, yeah, sort of like your guide, if you will. So try to do that and make sure I've got clearance over here and right there, and then hope and pray to God that by doing this, it's going to give me enough room in the back to be able to do what I need to do. Okay, so I can see the dot. Just go get me another drill bit and just sort of, finally punch that out, if you will, or drill it out. It's like a little guide hole. And then when I do that, that should go straight in there and give me enough room to do what I need to do. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna use a smaller diameter drill bit first to go in there and give me a guide hole, I think is what they call those. Now for the moment of truth. It's gonna be fun. Alright, so we've got, see, I clipped a little bit of that clip right there. Dadgummit. We're through. I clipped just a little bit of this clip right here, but it didn't mess up anything. So let's see what that does for me as far as having a little bit better clearance. Hey, this ain't rocket science, okay, folks? This is car science, and I don't know anything about cars. So what I need to do now is just look from the back side right here. Yeah, I think I've got a pretty clean shot now, hopefully, to get in there. So yeah. That should work. Reaching my hand back in here. I found the pigtail. So now it'll just take some time to get all these done like that, and then hopefully knocked out and the headlights in, but I'm gonna have to have that room back there to be able to do this. Okay, so what I've done now is I've just taken all the wiring and pushed it back through this hole, and then I'll just link up with these pigtails on the back side of this, and then I'll get everything, installed on the back end, just because there's not much room back here. And so I will just get in here and get to work. what it'll look like. And I'll just come in here on the back side and hook everything up. Hey, don't forget to put your bulb grease on there before you attach all your lights. Just attach it to the prongs and then plug it in. Okay, so part of the problem on the brights is that this little notch right here does not match up with where the other, there's a notch over here on this side, and then there's a notch down at the bottom. So just on the brights, these headlight buckets just don't quite match up. So what I'm hoping to do is take my Dremel tool and just sort of smooth that little notch or nipple out. Just sort of smooth it back a little bit to let it set flush on there. That's the hope. Okay, here's a quick peek at what they're going to look like. I had to do a little bit of bending. You can see maybe just a little notch right there. I had to do a little bit of bending to this bucket, the frame, because the way this notch lines up on the high beams, it's not right. So I had to modify that just a little bit. It's not pretty, but it got the job done. And now those bulbs are both securely in there, and I still need to put on my turn signal light as well. So, a lot cleaner look. I like this. The headlights do work. I'm happy about that. And the blinker, it worked as well. So it's just a lot cleaner look in my personal opinion. So you can just sort of see, those big yellow turn signal lenses as compared to that just clean. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this tubing right here to go in there and sort of protect the wires. That way they don't start cutting back and forth and ground out or short out. So this should do the trick. About 3 or 4 feet of this and just be doing that on each headlight. Okay, the headlights are in, the headlights are working, and the turn signal lenses and blinkers, whatever, they are in. The clear lenses are now on, so everything should be working. So now I've got to just tinker around with getting all the headlights lined up and all that good junk, and then put the chrome covers on and we should be good to go. So as y'all can see, this is my passenger side. It is a little bit high, or probably right about right, and I need to get this driver's side one up and running. So there's a screw right here that I believe if I screw that in, that should pull it up. So we'll try that and get back to you. Okay, so a little bit of work, and now those are both squared away, and now I'll go and have my brights on and see how those look.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
So here in a minute, it's going to start strobing. There it goes. Just does it whenever the brights are on. So after this, pretty much made me a fire, drank a nice beverage, and contemplated what my next moves were going to be. So there's going to be a part 3 of this, to where I go more in depth on the wiring harness, and I bought another wiring harness, and we'll just go from there on part 3, so stay tuned.